So next type of change is a chemical change. The chemical change is the one which the identity of original substance is changed and a new substances are formed. Such type of changes we call chemical changes. Chemical change, what generally happens in a chemical change? Composition changes. So what are the characteristic properties of a chemical change? It is a permanent change. In the sense, it cannot be reversed. New substances are formed always in a chemical change. There is a change in the mass of a substance. It cannot be reversed. So some other examples in our daily life are the process of digestion, burning of crackers, process of respiration, ripening of fruits. These are the examples of chemical changes in our daily life. So children, hope you have understood about what is actually a physical change and a chemical change. So how do generally we understand that a chemical reaction or a chemical change has taken place? So to understand this, let us try to understand with the help of activity based one. So let us understand first release of heat. So first we require a beaker. Okay, so we need to take a few grams, that is 1 gram of quicklime in a beaker. Take few grams of quicklime in a beaker. So this is quicklime. Okay, and to this add a 10 ml of water. 10 ml of water, and touch the bottom of the beaker with your finger. And what do you generally observe? You observe that beaker is hot when you touch it. What might be the reason? The reason is that when calcium oxide, the quicklime is nothing but in the sense calcium oxide. When calcium oxide is dissolved in water, in this process heat is been released. Okay, so because of that, when you touch the bottom of the beaker which is hot, okay, so in the sense there is a change has taken place. What is generally happening here? Calcium oxide, it is dissolved in water and it is forming one colorless substance, right? So during that process, what is happened? Heat is released. Okay, so if you want to know generally the nature of the substance, so how do we find the nature of the substances? With the help of litmus paper. So for example, you take a red litmus paper and dip in the solution, colorless solution which is formed. So what happens? This turns into blue color. So this shows that the solution which is obtained to us, it is basic in nature. So how could we write the chemical reaction? The calcium oxide, it is dissolved with water, it is forming calcium hydroxide. Along with that, what is happening, sir? Heat is released. Okay, so here children, what you are generally observing, so you are observing there is a release of heat. So if there is a release of heat, we can say that some chemical change has taken place. This is one of the activity. So let us try to understand further. So activity 2. So here we require certain substances, like we require sodium sulfate, we require barium chloride, a beaker. Now first of all, we need to prepare a solution of sodium sulfate, then prepare a solution of barium chloride in separate beakers. So as for above it is mentioned, take 100 ml of water in a beaker and add few quantities of sodium sulfate. So mix it thoroughly, you will get sodium sulfate solution. The same way, take 100 ml of water in another beaker and dissolve some quantity of barium chloride. Now it becomes barium chloride solution. After preparing two different solutions, what we need to do? We need to add sodium sulfate. Add sodium sulfate solution to the barium chloride solution. For example, let us assume that, so this is what the beaker with that which we have taken, and we have what type of solution in this, children? We have barium chloride. To this barium chloride, you have prepared some solution of sodium sulfate, right? Now this is a solution of sodium sulfate. You add to this beaker, add sodium sulfate to the beaker containing barium chloride and observe what will happen. So immediately these two are colorless solutions. Barium chloride and sodium sulfate are colorless solutions. When sodium sulfate is added to barium chloride, you observe that there is a formation of a precipitate, an insoluble substance is formed. When do this is formed? On adding sodium sulfate with barium chloride. Okay, so these two are colorless solutions. So when sodium sulfate is added to barium chloride, we are getting a precipitate. So what change we have observed? There is a formation of a solid white precipitate. So from the above we can say that chemical change has taken place. Hope you have understood, children. With this activity, let us try to know further, to know what type of chemical changes are generally takes place. So for this, let us try to understand one more an activity. To take few zinc granules in a conical flask. You know this is a conical flask, children. So you have to take some zinc granules in the conical flask. To this, add a few ml of HCl. Add about 5 ml of dilute HCl to it. It's an acid. We need to be very careful while adding an acid. Okay. So what generally happens here, when an acid comes in contact with the zinc, so there is a release of gas. When there is a release of gas, when HCl is reacting with zinc. Now what you need to do after this, there is evolution of gas. Bring a burning matchstick. What do you observe generally? The burning matchstick will puts off by making pop sound, or it burns with a blue flame. And when you touch the bottom of this conical flask, you observe there is a change in the temperature. It becomes hot. Okay. So what we can say that there is a release of heat, right? Sorry, there is a release of heat and there is a release of gas. So there is a release of gas. So this also shows that chemical change has taken place. So from the above all, what you have seen in the activity 1, we have seen. So there is a release of heat, right? In activity 2, we have seen there is a formation of precipitate, and in activity 3, we have seen there is a release of gas. All these shows that chemical change has taken place. So there are certain characteristics. What is the characteristics? Number 1, original substance loses their characteristic properties. They are losing their characteristic properties. And chemical change might be exothermic or endothermic. What is exothermic? A release of heat. Where do we have seen there is a release of heat, children? We have seen in the activity 1. Okay. And they may form insoluble substance. So where we come across about the formation of insoluble substance? In activity 2, there is release of gas in activity 3. So all these characteristics shows that chemical change has taken place. So this is what for the so far of the class for today's, children. Okay. So tomorrow we'll discuss about how do we write a chemical equation, and what is balanced chemical equation and what is unbalanced chemical equation. Thank you, children.